Hey guys, Miranda Mantico's here, psychic channeler, spiritual teacher. Okay, so we're gonna pull some cards. You guys ready? All right. So I tried to simplify the decks today, but my spirit guides would not let me do that. Every time I tried to eliminate one just to make this quicker, they were like, no. So we're just gonna go with what spirit is saying, right? All right, now this one is an Akashic deck. What are we working on, Spirit? The dreams were wild last night, by the way, guys. So many visions. I saw so many things, different timelines. I saw a timeline where a lot of ships came through a portal, a lot. These ships looked different from the ones I've seen in other visions. I've seen a lot of organic ships in visions. These were not organic ships. What were they, Spirit? I'm asking them, okay, what about it? It's like they were retrieval ships. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just want to touch on this for a second. They were not for me or like you guys. They were like retrieving. They're literally saying some plant, some being that needed to go off world. So they were just like retrieving someone. Maybe they didn't belong in that timeline anymore. But it was a lot of ships, you guys, a lot. Okay, so Akashic Records. The first one coming up. Honor yourself. Honor yourself. I'm going to read it to you, okay? Recognize the hard work you've put in to get to where you are today. Instead of thinking how far you still have to go, remind yourself of all that you've accomplished and be proud. Okay, so this is the next one coming up. See it through. Beautiful. You don't always finish what you start and then talk badly to yourself because of it. Break the karmic pattern by seeing a project through to the end and then be proud of what you've accomplished. Interesting. So, okay, I'm seeing like a collective message. Hold on for this person. Sorry, two more coming up. Shame. I'm going to bring this all together, so hold on. Shame. You've carried this burden for way too long. It's time to let it go. Let go of the guilt you've placed on yourself. Start a new chapter in your life. Set a new goal. Begin taking action toward happiness and obligation. Okay? So stop telling yourself that you should do something when you cater to others or to unnecessary expectations of yourself. You stop the flow of abundance. Very interesting. Okay, so I want you to see this as a combined message. Let me set these down, see if I can hold them all at once. Honor yourself, see it through, let go of obligations and shame. Okay? What I'm getting from this is, I'm going to try to hold them all up so you can see them, okay? What I'm getting from this is that you have something that you want to accomplish. So this is the four of them together. I don't know if you guys can see that if I'm far back enough. Okay. Beautiful, right? So there's something that you're supposed to do for yourself, okay? So when I say supposed to do, I am not talking about obligations to other people. This is something you want to do, okay? That your soul wants to do, that you want to do, that makes you happy or feels purposeful for you, okay? And what I'm getting from this is to, see it through, do it, don't give up. You've given up before. Don't do that this time. Do it. But what I'm hearing about this is the reason why you haven't done it is because you're afraid that you're going to fail, or that you're not, basically you're afraid of how others are going to perceive it, okay? So, how can I put this to them, Spirit? How can I say it? Okay. One of the things they're saying is just start, okay? Just start. Whatever it is that you're feeling like you need to do, go ahead and just start it, okay? See it through, but let go of any idea that you have to do it for the public, for the community, for your family, or for anybody. No. This is for you to get your story out, to get your message through, to do whatever you want to do, okay? So let go of that, and also let go of shame, okay? So when you were younger, I'm hearing you were shamed, maybe for not doing a good job in someone else's eyes, okay? It doesn't matter what it was about. It could have been like a chore, a task, a school assignment, anything that it was, it doesn't matter. When you felt like it wasn't good enough, or when you were told it wasn't good enough, that put, shame on you that didn't belong with you. So really just let that go, okay? And as I was walking in to do the reading, actually, my guides told me to touch on this, but this is something that Mother Mary tells me, okay, a lot for me and also for others. And that is, she always comes in and she'll say, mind your mind, mind your mind. What she means is regulate your thoughts, okay? First of all, as the collective wakes up to psychic abilities, and they will, okay? They're going to realize, just like I did when I woke up, that they've always been telepathic, okay? And telepathy, the good thing about it is you can communicate effectively without words, right? The downside to it, when you have no training, is that you're intercepting thoughts of everyone and other beings, and sometimes beings who know who you are, but you don't know who you are. Okay, so they had the upper hand in a way, right? You were always protected, you were always guided, but you didn't know who you were. So other beings, though, knew exactly who you were before you came here because of your power. This is what the collective is waking up to, that the actual human form, being in the human form, is extremely powerful, and that we carry literally divine portals within our body that are guided and influenced by our emotion. This is why there's such a collective attempt to stress everyone out and to basically keep everyone fixated on darkness, okay? Because you're the living, breathing portal of God, okay? Remember the one I'm telling you, and start to pay attention to your thoughts. If the thoughts are tearing you down, criticizing you, harming you in any way, address that right away, okay? And that can be the thoughts of a being trying to make you hate yourself or harm yourself, or, hate the path that you're on. It doesn't have to be an external being. It could just be your own negative thoughts. And if that's the case, get them out, right? Deal with it right away. Ask yourself, why am I thinking this about myself? Why do I feel this way? And recognize that you are extremely powerful. So the issue with being powerful and not knowing it is when you have a negative thought about yourself, it can actually harm you. Okay? No one else is allowed to touch you. You're not allowed to be harmed by any other being because you have protection. But if you don't know that, and all you're doing is driving the negative force into yourself, think of the harm that could do, okay? If you wanted to put that in a scientific sense, think of placebo. We know that there's such a thing as placebo effect. And the beautiful thing about placebo is that we know that if you think negatively about yourself, it can cause negative things to happen, right? But the same rule applies for the positive. If you will think good of yourself, give yourself the benefit of the doubt, go back to those younger versions of yourselves, right? And coach them, nurture them, love them, and then pour that love into your present self. Then the opposite happens, right? And you begin to heal, and you begin to grow, and you begin to blossom. So really mind your mind, okay? Let go of shame, judgment, obligation. Don't do anything out of obligation. What I'm hearing is, let me grab this one. If it's not fun, if it's not joyful, then question it. And question why you're doing it, okay? All right, they're telling me to start with this one. Like I said, Spirit team's in charge today. Okay, so this is a crystal deck. So which crystals are going to help us overcome these thoughts, these false obligations, these entanglements? We're cutting the entanglements. They're saying this one's in a second. Hold on. This is a new one for me. I'm just going to hold it up. Eucalyptus. I've never heard of it. Now, fluoride, I have fluoride. I'm going to look up this one for you guys because I don't want to tell you anything about it. I don't even know anything about it. Let's just see. Let's see why it's coming up. Wisdom from within, inner truth, aligning with divine intelligence, trusting your own earned wisdom. That's beautiful. When you're distracted by all the noise and stimulation, what we were just talking about, that are part of our lives now, it can be hard to trust that you have what it takes to make wise choices. The appearance of Euclid's spirit is a sign that valuable insights can be found through tapping into your intuitive intelligence. When it comes to knowing the truth, there is no substitute for lived experience that has been recalled and examined. Through a process of alchemy, your experiences have generated wisdom that can guide you when you feel lost or confused. You know more than you think. Trust your inner wisdom, for it is guided by the conscious universe. You are learning that fear can distort your intuitive intelligence. So release any worry and tune in within. You have a vast library of knowledge available to you and wise, loving guidance that will help you. That's beautiful. And this is also talking about family and relationships. It says that understand that people you love and care about aren't always easy, okay? So, okay, it's talking about hidden gifts. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, so this is talking about something really important. It's saying messages of prosperity, trusting that inner guidance, that inner wisdom. What did I just say? If it's not fun, why are you doing it? Okay. If you will get into what is joyful for you, there is some abundance linked directly to that. That's what I'm getting. And they're telling me to show. So these two stones, okay, the fluorite and the euclase will help with this, okay? But also, I have two more. This one will be shown last. Okay, green, I never know how to say this one, aventurine. And this is the one they told me to hold for just a moment. Blue chalcedony. Am I saying that right? Anybody who knows? This is beautiful. Okay, let me just read this one to you guys because it's new for me. The fluorite I've worked with and I love it. This one's new. Okay, what do we have here about this? So this one's all about balance. Life's pace can be overwhelming. This crystal shows up when it's time to slow down, experience serenity and balance. Okay, certainty won't present itself just because you're rushing around. So immerse yourself into the moment and surrender to your sense of urgency. Surrender your sense of urgency to the conscious universe. Okay, so essentially this thing that you're working on that we pulled from the first deck, okay, this thing you've always wanted to do, that you're supposed to honor yourself to do it, okay? And see it through. Don't give up on it, okay? And let go of obligation and shame. You're not doing this for anybody else. You're doing this for yourself, which means that it can't be done wrong. That means that you cannot fail, okay? It's all about trusting yourself. And to me, that's what these stones are talking about today, especially the one they told me to pull last, the blue chalcedony, you guys. I really don't know how to say it. But balance, balance and trusting your own intuition. If you've been through lots of trauma, that can be hard, right? Sometimes we don't trust ourselves when we have not been taught to trust ourselves. But remember, you've had other lifetimes. You are an eternal soul. So no matter what you've experienced in this lifetime, you can go back to those other lifetimes. You can remember them in your dreams and in meditation, or you can have sessions done like we've suggested before to help you remember them, because you have all this collective wisdom within you. And I really do like to encourage people to to begin to meditate and do their own spiritual work as best as possible, because I feel like, you know, what we're facing ahead of us is a grand remembrance of many people. Maybe not everybody on the planet, okay, but many. And that's going to require for people to be able to connect to source on their own and really start learning how to get their own messages, right? So that's why I'm always encouraging people to, you know, develop a method of communication between you and your guides. You can use cards, right? You can use your crystals. You can use journaling is really good. Journaling your dreams. You can get tons of messages through your dreams. If you're not dreaming, guys, you may need some work on your pineal gland. You know, really pay attention to your water, okay? Clean water, you guys. Filter your water. I say this a lot, but I have a separate business that deals in water filtration and cleaning water. But good, clean water. Make sure you pray over your water. Speak to it. Love it. Let it know what you intend for it to do, okay? Like, but if you want to awaken your connection to your spirit guides, you've got to get in there and clean house, so to speak, clean the temple. So use filtered water. I do not encourage people to use bottled water. It has so many contaminants in it. Just clean your own water if you're able, okay? All right, so hold on. We're going to call on our nature beings, our forest energy. Who's helping with this project that this collective is working on? That they need to do for themselves and no one else. Who's helping them? Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this crystal cave as we pulled all those beautiful crystals. Trust. New beginnings. Daffodil fairy. New beginnings. I'm just going to split the deck. Storm energy. Storm spirit. Chaos. You may be in the middle of creating something, and chaos sometimes looks like chaos leads to creation. Just remember that. Okay. Starry night, acceptance. So I'm feeling a couple of different things about this. So hold on, let me just pull one more. I'm hearing one more. And they literally, I don't even know how this just happened. Just like, this is so weird, you guys. Okay, it literally just flipped itself over in the deck. Okay, growth, toadstools, number 44. Number 44 has been coming through a lot this week, okay, for a lot of people. And I'm also hearing number 32 and number 17, okay? So I was going to talk about that later, but maybe we'll talk about it right now. But 44 has been coming up consistently. That is the number of healers, okay? Double digits is for emphasis. The more you see, you know, the deeper the meaning and the deeper the healing. And most healers have to go through their own healing. And that can look like emotional healing, physical healing, spiritual healing. But as they do it, that goes back to the card that I pulled in the crystals that talks about you have acquired wisdom through life, through experience, okay? So what you learned from that healing experience is priceless. That's the word they're using. Okay, so major growth. But growth happens because you trusted, okay? And remember, no one in this collective has been taught to trust. We were not taught who we really were, our real true power, the real story here in the earth realm. So many overlays of lies have been ingrained or intertangled in the quantum here. So we've had to come through all of that and get to source. Does that make sense? So that requires trust in yourself, okay? In your intuition. But that trust leads to new beginnings, okay? It's so weird, you guys. Like the angels are like flipping the cards. It's the weirdest thing just now. The deck just moved. Okay. But essentially, the more you trust yourself, get inside yourself, peel back those layers, okay, the more you're going to have the beginning. And that's where we're at right now. We're at the beginning. We are creating new earth frequency. This is why it is so important not to have distorted viewpoints and to really pay attention to your mind, like Mother Mary says. Pay attention to your mind. And remember, Mother Mary's energy, okay, her incarnation that we know her as Mother Mary, she's had many incarnations, okay? Many believe her to be the goddess Isis, and I do believe that she is. So pay attention to the deeper meanings of her life. She's talking. What do you want to say, Mother Mary? Okay. And so how would these two things be connected? She's saying, I am myself. So she's really wanting you to understand her in that story, in the story of the Christ. Her role, she's talking about the virgin energy and what it truly meant to be a virgin was not what people thought, right? It was to channel your own light. So it wasn't about whether or not she had ever had a partner, an intimate partner. It was about how well she knew herself and not having entanglements. So really she was groomed and raised with spiritual awareness. She was in a priestesshood. Okay, this was why she could channel the Christ. So she's really talking about getting to know yourself. I want to look up this one for you guys because this is new. On the Daffodil Fairy, New Beginnings, you feel a tap on your shoulder, and in a flash of yellow, you see a daffodil fairy fly by you. In a high, sweet voice, she says, the best is yet to be. It's time for a new beginning. With glee, you race after her into the forest. Now, what's interesting about this, since Mother Mary, see the smoke coming through? Guys, she's sending so much. Okay, so Mother Mary told me that she's very connected to the Fae, okay? A lot of people don't realize her connection to the Fae or even Christ's connection to the Fae. But she is. And so it's very interesting that she's bringing this up. Okay, so really start to talk to, if you talk to the Fae already, if you're a person who sees orbs a lot, okay, I connect those orbs energy to the Fae. And so she's saying it's intermingled. Okay, so what do you want to say about this? She's saying, you know who you are. Those who are talking to the Fae. She's talking at you, okay? Go into nature in a place where you feel safe, she's saying. And channel her, channel Mother Mary, okay? So she's asking for you to open up the door for conversation with her in nature because she works through nature, okay? And why, I'm asking her a question. Why this card? Hold on. 1 second, guys. Let me just read this one to you. Okay, this is why. I was asking her about this one, the Starry Night and Acceptance, okay? It says, and she's talking about what she just said. Go into nature, talk to her, ask to speak to Mother Mary in nature. And you're going to get something from that, okay? This card that she brought up says, through the pine boughs, 1,000,000 stars shine brightly overhead. In the stillness of the night, you can hear the soft songs, each star with its own melody, all notes coming together as one glorious song. You feel your spirit rise as this canticle of the cosmos showers down on you. So she's telling me something about this. And here's the number 17, you guys. 117, 11-7. Okay, so she's talking about what she taught me about the stars. She told me that the stars are not what we think they are, okay? And I'm just speaking about in this realm here. Everything happening everywhere else is some other story. Right now, we need to be present in the earth realm where we are, okay? She's saying that what you see, the star constellations that you in particular see, so this is a message for you in specific, whoever is resonating with this. the ones that you're interacting with, and even the people who are seeing the orbs and the UAPs right now, are seeing a reflection of the light that they are and that they are ready for. This is why the collective of people who are seeing this right now first, before everybody else, she's saying they are most truly my children. They are her children. They are actually part of Mother Mary. So if you are a person who are seeing these things right now, like, and you may notice that like other people aren't noticing. That happened in my dream last night, by the way, when the portal opened and I saw all the ships and they were retrieving someone, and it was like a really strange dream, different from the organic ships I've seen. But what was interesting is everyone that was at the house that we were at, they literally weren't paying any attention. Even though a freaking portal opened in the sky, all these ships came through, big ones, you guys, big and many. And they were just like, you know, what are we eating for dinner? I'm like, oh my God, they don't even see. Don't worry about that, okay? The collective will see when they're ready. But you're seeing right now, so you're ready, okay? Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Just had to check on somebody in the front. Okay, so she's saying you are my children, and you're going to see the stars as they are connected to your soul. So pay attention to the constellations that you particularly see on a regular basis. Those are projections of your soul. Literally, this is her talking right now. And so they are showing you a pattern of your origin, okay? That will, and just what she's saying is, if you want to start small, just start with one constellation that you continually see, jot it down in a journal, ask to speak to that collective. Start there. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm hearing another message right now. What are you guys saying? Okay, the Arcturians are talking right now. They're telling me to read this. Okay, so this is the 44. This is the growth one. Okay, toadstools. Though the forest floor looks sedate, beneath the surface a kind of enchantment is occurring as the mushrooms grow and wait. Then, when conditions are right, there is an explosion of toadstools throughout the woods. It happens so fast, it seems magical, yet preparations have long been occurring out of eyesight. Oh my God, you guys, this is such a download. Okay. The fairies and elves rejoice and even dance in the fairy rings. This is beautiful. I feel this so strongly. Okay. I have been dreaming for months, maybe years now, but like I would say for at least the last year, intensively about underground sacred structures being opened. And I know I'm a key holder, so I know I'm going to see some of these things, but you are too. This message is coming up because you are too. What the collective who are ready for it need to understand right now is there is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, preparing for what's coming, okay? This is the best, most simple, beautiful way to explain it. How, you know, you walk into the forest and maybe today it's just the ground, right? And then tomorrow, boom, life is everywhere, because that's how it happens. And it seems like it was overnight, but there was a lot of preparation underground to build this. Wow, what a powerful message, okay? So, guys, this is super important. If you have been feeling like nothing's happening, this card is for you. Yes, it is, okay? If you wanted to put that into an individual message, the self-care work and the healing work and the allowing yourself to feel and shift and pivot work that you've been doing is the underground work. And our mother mirrors us, okay? So Mother Goddess Earth is mirroring us. This is why it's super important to self-care and to do what it takes to get yourself in a place of joy. And that can look like a lot of things. Most of the time it looks like letting go, okay? So let go of what doesn't bring you joy. Really get back into yourself. We have to break those, somebody thinks that's selfish is what she said. That's selfish. Well, that was programmed thinking. You were programmed to think that it's selfish to take care of yourself. No. Okay? Take care of yourself. Take care of what is yours, okay? everybody else, imagine what would happen if everybody did that. Let me just put it like that. If everyone took care of themselves, what would happen? The whole world would heal. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is super important. Someone has felt like nothing was happening, and guess what? Everything is happening. Everything has been happening. I'm putting these aside in case I need to pull them back up for the collective message because they're giving me so much at one time. So hold on. All right. Let me just put this aside for a second. I got to pull another one out because I told y'all they wouldn't let me do it like simple this time. I'm like, okay, Spirit. Okay. All right. Animal Kingdom. Here we come. Animal Kingdom's talking, and one has already fallen out of the deck. Okay. What did I just say? Let go. Groundhog Spirit, it's time to let go. Beautiful. Time to let go. All right. Returning to yourself requires for you to let go, by the way, because if you hold on to everybody else and what they think and their view of you and whatever, that's going to influence all of your decisions, and your decisions don't need to be influenced by anyone but yourself, okay? Bobcat. Life is a mystery. Look how beautiful, guys. Number 8. Sacred number 8. By the way, this was 31. Okay, time to let go. And if you tied that into the 32, which has been coming up all week for me, 32 is also considered a sign of enlightenment and abundance, which I feel like many are coming into that. It's just, perhaps like scattered around the globe, but many are getting there, okay? Understanding how abundant our universe is. To me, the message would be let go to lead into that abundance. Look, it was 32 on the clock right when I said it. 32 minutes. So let go, and then you receive, okay? Life is a mystery. That's the point, right? Hold on, guys. This is the other one. This was upside down. This is beautiful. Be loyal to what you love. And it was upside down, okay? So go into your rooted energy, okay? Your ancestors, your creative energy, that destructive chaos that we pulled. Where did you go? Hold on, guys. I don't know where it went, you guys, but the card that I pulled, it said chaos. I think it's in this deck over here. That's what it is, okay? So those lower energies, your sacral, your root, sometimes the solar plexus, to me, but especially the sacral, has to destroy what's not authentic to create what is. And so that, to me, that is how you are loyal to what you love, okay? Dogs they're just such a great example of unconditional love, okay? So if you took that message, you guys, like literally my angels are pulling cards and I don't even know what they're doing. They're just pulling this up all of a sudden. It's like they're moving the decks around in my room. This one was not even in the spread, and it's all the way over here away from the deck, which is now in a box. All right, somebody needs it. Unicorn. Purity. Unicorn. Okay? Guys, okay, I'm going to have to read it to you. This might be the strangest reading ever. For me, anyway. As far as, like, what are they doing with these decks? But somebody needs to hear it, so here we go. Okay, unicorn, purity. You peer through the tall oak trees into a sacred meadow. In the center of the meadow, illuminated by a single ray of sunlight, stands a radiant, noble, pure white unicorn. The aura around it shimmers, wavers, and sparkles, as if the unicorn was lit from within by 1,000 dancing stars. You guys, what a beautiful message. What did Mother Mary just say? The constellations that you encounter on a regular basis are the ones that are meant for you, okay? And they're a reflection of your light. She wants you to go into nature and talk to her, recognize that she's connected to the Fae. The ancient Fae beings are pillars and protectors of Earth realm. And look at look at the way they showed us this purity. So this unicorn is illuminated by the stars dancing within it. So you contain the stars. You are the Akashic records. Remember, this was an Akashic reading. So you are the record keeper of humanity and the universe. Okay, remember that. This card appears when you're ready to step into the innocence of a child and see the world through the eyes of wonder. That's beautiful. You see why they said to let go? You have to let go to step into the abundance of ascension wisdom in number 32, okay? So, and to do that, loyal love, okay? Be loyal to what you love. Who better to represent that than a dog, okay? You guys, they're so incredible. So there's something magical that's going to, unicorns always represent magic to me. There's something magical that's going to happen when you do this, okay? When you just let go, stop judging yourself, and jump into what it is you want to do and trust that you can do it. One step at a time, okay? If it's writing a book, if it's, what is it? Spirit's talking about something. What is it? Okay, it's some kind of message you're supposed to deliver and you're afraid to say it. They said your words will be guided by spirit. Just start. Okay? So something magical is going to happen when you do this. I don't know what else they're going to pull up without me knowing. They're just over here pulling the cards themselves. You guys. I'm going to give you an angel number. Oh my God. Oh my God. You guys. First one up. Unconditional love. 2424. What? Unconditional love. You deserve it. You deserve it, beautiful. Support. 333. You are supported. Oh my God, so many threes have been coming this week too. But the 32 and the 17 were so much that like there's literally glitter falling out of this deck. What's happening? This is all the fairy energy, you guys. Someone is very connected to the fae. I see you guys being magical. It feels like it's just time for fun, okay, you guys? Like, that's the message I'm getting is we've been heavy for so long. We almost don't remember how to have fun, and we have to remember it. If we want to create that in the new earth frequency, you have to see you're generating the frequency of the new earth. We are, as a collective, doing that. So if you don't get into having fun and being jolly and happy and magical, well, what do you think is going to happen to that frequency, that grid that we're working to manifest? Okay, it's here, it's ready, we're ready for it. So you got to get into that magic. All right, guys, one more, two, what? There's a 17. 717, bravery. What did she say? She said, just trust. Spirit's going to lead whatever that message is you have. Just go ahead and share it, okay? Think about it. How appreciative you are when someone shares a message and they don't know who's going to receive it. I don't know who's going to receive this, right? But when you get that message from my guides coming through me, the channel of love, right? When we open it and allow it to come through, those who need it are going to get it, and it's going to really help. And speaking is a type of spelling. Remember that. And so as weavers, sacred weavers is what I'm hearing. You're a weaver, so you have to speak what you want. And don't be afraid. Just trust, okay? Okay, this one was upside down. Mindfulness, okay? 2713, okay? Mindfulness was upside down. So in that creation, what did Mother Mary say? Mind your mind. Pay attention to your thoughts. If you hate others or yourself, either way, you're not going to create the positive experience that you're wanting here. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. Got people walking in and stuff going on here. Okay. All right, this one I'm going to look it up for you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, all right, continuing with Mother Mary. She said, mind your mind. Remember, she said that in the beginning. You're supposed to go into nature, whether that's your backyard or looking at water or wherever you connect best to nature. She wants you to connect to her specifically. Ask to speak to Mother Mary. Okay? With this message that you're supposed to convey. Okay? This is going to come from unconditional love of yourself. Okay? you're supported. Remember, these are the numbers she's showing. So unconditional love came first, 24, 24. 333, you are supported, angelic support. So in this instance, the Fae, a lot of people have interacted with the Fae and called them angels because they look like angels, right? And they are kind of like angels. They're guardians, right? So just know that sometimes when you're seeing like a being of light, you could be encountering a Fae, okay? Mindfulness, mind your mind, Mother Mary said, 2713. There was the 17, 717, bravery. See, you're going to have to trust yourself. You're going to have to trust yourself. And this is going to lead to abundance, okay? This is something a lot of the collective is dealing with right now. Finding a way to have their needs provided for that isn't like sucking the life out of them, okay? Because many people have jobs that they don't like, okay? Well, the only way to break out of that is to do what is being suggested here and start trusting yourself, listening to your inner voice, making these subtle, small movements, okay? All right, so this one, symbiosis, is the next one that came up, 1221, symbiosis. This is a reminder from your angels that you are not alone. They are reaching out, holding your hand, and guiding you through this period of conflict. You need to let go. Here's the message again. Let go of any conflicts or burdens that are hurting your inner peace. This may be a moment to extend compassion not only to yourself, but to others in your life. Your inner light is beautiful and should be shared with others, okay? I'm getting a message on that about anger towards others, okay? So there is so much going on and so many things being exposed, and I've never seen so many whistleblowers in every, stuff in medicine's being exposed, stuff in religion's being exposed, stuff in the government's being exposed. I mean, it's just coming from every direction, which is a necessary destruction, okay, of false systems. Anything in it that needed to be weeded out is going to get weeded out, okay, so that what we rebuild here can be beautiful, okay? But that, I've never seen so much of it like being exposed at one time. Now, how this connects to this message, what I'm hearing is, you see how it says, this is not only about compassion to yourself, but to others in your life. Your inner light is beautiful and should be shared with others. Okay. So many people are understandably angry over what they've seen. Okay. That's just the simple way to put it. However, they don't recognize that that anger could be blocking their own peace and abundance. Okay. So you've got to find a way to create balance, okay? So that you can see and expose things that need to be exposed without that anger and rage consuming your channel of light, okay? Because the goddess is not afraid of all that, okay? She's not. So don't let it consume you. See something, witness it, understand that it is what it is, but don't be consumed by it. That's kind of what I'm getting from that, okay? The upright message, which this was an upright, cooperation and community, supportive, loving relationships, savoring meaningful connections, and symbiotic energy. Okay, so deep soul connections. To me, this is about finding your tribe. This came through in a message I did the other day. The more you are authentically you, the more your tribe can find you. If you don't look or sound or feel like what's resonating to them, they're not going to find you. If you are still carrying the overlays of other people, then they won't know where you are. Does that make sense? So this is about important connections, but those connections can only come from you being that unicorn. See, a unicorn is just pure magic and joy and strength and courage and all these things, right? But they cannot be these things unless they are truly themselves. And other people will not see your magic unless you show who you are. Does that make sense? And it doesn't matter, that they see you or not, but if you're looking for these connections, which I feel like you are, this is how you're going to get them, by just being honest and telling what you feel and how you interpret things, and trusting yourself and trusting your inner guidance and your intuition, okay? This leads to abundance. So this was the other one that came up right after that. This leads to the 888, okay? And interestingly, 2424, right? So 888, 8 times 3 is 24. So isn't this interesting? Unconditional love leads to abundance. It starts with self. It always does, you guys. Trust me. It always does. We want people to accept us. We do. But does it really matter if they do or don't? No. Like, at the end of the day, do you accept yourself? Okay. All right. This one, I was called to share. Is this the last one, Spirit, or is there another? Ooh, there's one more. Okay, guys. All right. I'm here for it. So this one is such a beautiful deck. This is kind of a new one for me, the Mystic Magdalene. I have a few other Mary Magdalene decks, and I am an oracle for Mary Magdalene. So I speak to her myself as well, and I share her messages when they come through. But I love these decks written by other oracles of Mary Magdalene because this is their story and their version of her. I think it's relevant to embrace that we each encounter these divine guides in different ways and in sacred ways that are all special and important. This is why I love these decks, okay? So let me just see what they're giving you right here. Oh, okay. The Tree of Life. Peace. How beautiful, you guys. So what did Mother Mary say? Go into nature. And she wants you to specifically have a conversation with her, which you can also do with me. Oh my God. Here's the next one. Yeshua. You guys. The power is within you. Look how beautiful, guys. If that's not a confirmation of what Mother Mary was saying. See the feminine and the masculine? The Tree of Life. Okay? And the power is within you. So you have to be true to yourself. There's one more just falling out of the deck. The loom. I just said it. The weavers. Okay? Weave your fate. Fae. Fate. That's something Mother Mary taught me. Fae, faith, fairy, fate. All the same root word. The fae. Okay? You're the weaver of your life. But how can you weave magic if you don't believe in yourself? So somewhere inside of you is just this freaking empowered unicorn fairy being begging to be heard. Is there one more, Spirit? There's two. Okay, where do you want them? Slip the deck. All right. Ooh, 17. Here we go, guys. Love, light, recognition. You see the divine, feminine, and masculine recognizing each other. That's sacred union. That's the painting I just posted on my page. Go back and look at the painting. That painting is a light activation to help you remember sacred union within you. Okay, the divine child within you. You guys, you're the weavers. Do you understand how powerful you are? But if you're angry still and consumed by it, you're going to weave that negativity, not even on purpose. Oh my gosh, there's so much coming through. This one too. Okay, I'm going to do them both. 16, hold the light. Hope and illumination. Okay, you see she's crying, but she's holding the light. So see, so many messages in this. Wow. I feel like I need to read this one from the Oracle's message from her, the girl who wrote this. I'm sorry. Holding space for others can be exhausting and sometimes a thankless job. Yes. Okay. Remember to take time out for yourself to process your feelings. That's beautiful. Mary Magdalene's exile in Egypt must have been a difficult time for her. It is said that Joseph of Arimathea was her guardian. The other family members were with her all those years, but she would have had to bear being separated from her husband while she remained. And I just said this in the reading I did the other day. Imagine what she went through. Okay? A lot of times we only see what Christ went through, what Yeshua went through, but what about the feminine Christ? She had to carry on. She had to keep going. She had children that no one would even ever know about until thousands of years later. Okay? In Egypt, Mary birthed her child in secret, so the Davidic bloodline would remain hidden. Her teachings would help hold the space as she was physically, mentally, and emotionally present for others. Holding space means putting your focus on someone other than yourself and supporting them as they explore their feelings in a loving, non-judgmental space. This is what we do in sessions, right? When I'm working on someone, it's not about me, it's about them. I set myself aside and support them, okay? And we've all been doing that in sacred work. Anyone who's in sacred practice of any kind of healing, even doctors and nurses, and there are many who are in sacred work who don't even realize they're in sacred work, okay? Mary was able to raise her frequency and meet the Yeshua on other planes, such as the sacred marriage chamber of Hieros Gamos. Here, their souls would joyfully reunite in the embrace of the true light continuum, holding this presence illuminated for all to see and feel. It illuminated her, excuse me. In this way, others experience sacred love. Have the patience to stay in a place and wait quietly for a while. It won't be forever. In the painting, the dove sleeps while waiting for humanity to awaken. The dove is the Holy Spirit, the sacred flame, the goddess, the feminine. Okay? She has waited, and now it's time. I just saw 32 on the clock when I said that. The flame burns clear and bright as a symbol of hope, you guys. Freaking so pretty. This deck, all of them are beautiful, but oh my gosh, look how wonderful. The Mystic Magdalene. The author is Cheryl Rose. And I wanted to see if they put the artist on here, but I don't see it on here. Maybe it's inside. There's one more, you guys. I'm sorry. 22. Number 22. Magdalene's Portal. See how it said she held space for everyone around her? That's what we do as sacred weavers, okay? We create a space. My business here is a portal, and I know this, and I've been told this way before I understood what was going on. When Mary Magdalene first started talking to me, she said, this space is sacred. Clear it. And I'm telling you, for years, daily, I was clearing all kinds of attempts from darkness to touch this space, and they were not allowed. Okay? That's what it means to be a pillar of light for the community. I have people that come here just to sit because they need to be in the space. They don't even, not all of them are getting sessions. They're like, can I just go sit in the back room and have peace? Yes, you can. Yes, you can sit in the temple and get clarity because they respect the space. See, not everyone is allowed in the temple. Remember that. You are the temple. And the space around you is what you create it to be. And as you do that, it becomes a pillar for light, for love, and a strong part of the grid that we're creating of the new earth frequency. This is what I'm feeling. See, portal. What did I tell y'all? Last night in my dreams, I saw a portal open. A bunch of ships came through that did not look like the organic ships that I'm used to seeing in my dreams or the beings I'm used to encountering, and they were retrieving someone from an area where they didn't belong. And not in a bad way, per se. What I'm hearing is they were bringing her back to where she belonged, okay? So I do a lot of soul retrieval in my sleep. This is what I'm hearing for you. Maybe you do too. In the astral, where I'm helping people, I'll go into some other, and I don't even do it. It's spontaneous. It's like I go to sleep and all night I'm helping people in my dreams. And last night I visited 6 realms. 6. Like, I could do posts just on like the dreams, you guys, but some of them are not for the public, and I know that, but they are for specific people. So sometimes that'll come through when I have someone do a private reading. I'll know why I saw it in the dream. It'll be for the client, okay? But I am being called to talk about those ships, and they were bringing that person back from somewhere they didn't belong into where they belong again, okay? So for whoever needs that, y'all, this deck is so beautiful. It's more of it just keeps speaking to me and speaking to me. The Desert Rose. Somebody needs to hear this. Number 19. And I'm literally hearing that song by Sting, The Desert Rose. So go listen to those lyrics. They're literally playing it for me. True love cannot hide. It's beautiful. So you're being called to share your light. Yes. Yes, indeed. I'm going to pull one more deck, guys. I know this is a long one. Somebody needs it. And please share it if you feel like there's someone in your life that needs it. This is the Magdalene speaking, and Mother Mary and the Fae as a collective. So this is very important for people. So don't be afraid to share. That's what I'm hearing. Don't be afraid to share. Don't be afraid of others judging you because you're sharing a reading with them. Okay, this is the message from God. This is going to help them. You know, don't worry about other people's judgment of you. I feel like that's relevant to someone, okay? This is the one I told you guys about the other day. Very much womb energy, this deck. Very intense, but good intense. So, ready yourself. The Shapeshifter. Very interesting. And the artistry is quite different. Okay. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to have to read this one to you guys because, like I said, this one's a new one for me. Let's see if I can find it. The riddle, the mirror, where are you? This one's got a little bit of a different, what do you call it? The, index on it is different, so it's kind of hard for me to find. Thank you for your patience. Wait, is that it? Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, the shapeshifter has a love of theater, games, and trickery. Its energy appears as one thing, only to reveal a more complex story below the surface. The shapeshifter is within all of us to some degree. It is the side of ourselves that is slippery, non-committal, and experimental, and longs to dismiss the rules. We need its energy to adapt to ever-changing landscape of our existence. When the shapeshifter card appears, it's important to imagine you are looking at life through a kaleidoscope rather than a single focus lens. At any moment, the scene may shift, revealing a more enchanting vision than you imagined. Be wary, though, as the allure of the kaleidoscope can lead you to exhaustion and yearning for solid ground. So stay grounded. But that's what you're going to do in nature, talking to Mother Mary, okay? And the Fae, they will help you ground. So it says, dancing long-term with the shapeshifter requires a central pillar. What did I just say? We are the pillars, okay, of the temple, of the love, of the new earth frequency, which is what the reading I did the other day about the inner child and putting up your boundaries is about, okay? Anyway, so the shapeshifter requires a central pillar of integrity that links us back to our center. So, yeah, it's a good reading too, by the way. It was in the upright, so vibrant, adaptive, humorous. It's a good thing. So be adaptable, okay? Shapeshift in the sense of, you know, think of the original, I'm hearing the original description of the I am in the Old Testament in the Bible. The I am was what God was called. And that's the root, you know, of your chakra. You are. The I am is the true definition of divine, okay? And it extended in Hebrew, some of the definitions of the I am were he or she who causes to become, meaning becoming whatever is needed for the purpose of God, okay? Well, if that's not a shapeshifter, I don't know what is. You will become whatever is needed for the purpose of divine will, okay? And that will protect you to be able to shift and pivot, okay? Just have a pillar of groundedness at all times to keep you centered, okay? This is the bottom, the shaman, yes. Okay, I was a shaman in many lifetimes and a priestess, and here I am again, okay? This has the 3 skulls. That's a sign of Mary Magdalene, okay? She held space for other people. That's what shaman do, and Shawoman. They hold sacred space so that others can have their experience and clear their trauma and clear all those entities and get all that stuff cleaned out in a safe, sacred way, okay? That's what you do when you're the shaman, okay? Many, many, many are awakening to their spiritual gifts right now. So stay grounded, okay? Let's not judge each other. I said this the other day in a message, be kind, be patient with each other. If you don't like a message someone is sending, that's fine, just scroll on, okay? But try to be supportive and understand that when you're awakening a sleeping giant, it's going to get a little messy at times, okay? And there's no need to criticize each other. We just need to love each other. We don't have to receive, you guys. They told me to pull one more. And here it is, the womb. She just keeps coming through. Womb wisdom. Goddess energy. Mary Magdalene. Mother Mary. The Hathors. Egypt. Womb space. Oh my gosh. I got to do one more. This was in the other deck. The storm. The chaos. Okay. We're shattering things. Okay. It's messy. It's messy. That's why you got to stay grounded. That's why you got to go in nature. Okay. So that you can channel your light. So this is super powerful, you guys. I love this deck. Ooh, it's kind of intense, but hey, I'm here for it. All right. So be the shapeshifter, but stay grounded. Okay. You're the shaman or shawoman. You're the priestess. You're the priest or the priestess, okay? Womb energy, creative energy requires a storm because you have to destroy what doesn't belong, okay? So, wow, okay. This is like a powerful reading for someone, perhaps many, okay? So, yeah, we showed up for you, Spirit. We did it. It's an hour-long message. I hope I can even post it, okay? But I hope it hits where it needs to. And I love you guys so much. And yeah, share this message. You're worthy. You're worthy and you are loved. And Mother Mary loves you. And so does Mary Magdalene. And you're so special. I love you guys.